All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. That's the brother Kadash Ayash from the city in Annapolis Cap. Going to start by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kadash. The honest of the apostles, Elder Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, and peace and salutation to you brothers pushing this truth week in, week out in sincerity, charity, and love in the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We all go through our tests and trials and, tribulations in this truth. When you first come in, it's all good and sweet, you know, and, you know, then we begin to get tested and tried, It was just like over the weekend I was making a run, and my car wouldn't start. I went into the store, came back out of my vehicle, wouldn't start back up. It was like it was completely dead. And usually, I would be frustrated, mad, and upset, and ready to cuss and fuss, and, usual that Jay could be ready to do, you know. Bro, I started giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because we go through some things, and it's truth, man, And some of these things might be, a tribulation or a test at one point in time, man. And we truly have to realize that in those type of situations, I just started thanking the Lord, man, because it could have been worse than what it was. Just a little screw loose on my battery bow, but it could have been worse. But I started thanking the Lord, man, because luckily I'm going through something, not nothing. When you're not going through something, you better check yourself and check your spirit. All right. So, even just the little things like that, man, But I'm just gonna give a few precepts. This is Proverbs 12:12. Rejoice in hope, patient in tribulation, continually instant in prayer. We go through these tests and trials. Man, was just a car for the weekend, but I go through other things. But I'm not gonna go into all of my personal issues or things, But hey, man, we got to give the praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for the fact that the Lord is even still dealing with us. He's not dealing with the rest of the world. The Lord does a lot of things to test our faith. We have to understand that being in this truth, that you're going to go through some things, man. It's not going to be just, well, ma'am, take you, ma'am, easy walk. I go around the corner, everything all right. No, you're going to go through some things. You're going to be tried. See, because the Lord has to try his man. All right, and we're being tried, number one, to know what do you truly believe? Is your faith truly, is your faith where you say it's going to be? Are you truly going to stand for me no matter what? And we're all about to go through that ultimate trial, with with this mark. We're all going to have to go through that ultimate trial. So we go through a lot of these trials and tribulations right now. That's the Lord building us up to prepare us mentally for the ultimate trial that we're finna go through. Because when that comes, that's going to separate the believers from the unbelievers. And if you can't take these little trials that we're going through now and get through them, you're in trouble. Okay? You might as well look at yourself to be in trouble. You better start praying for faith. And for the Lord to strengthen you in that department that you're lacking in. Because These are just little trials that we go through. You know what I'm saying? This is 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you as though some strange things happen unto you. You know, don't think it crazy that you're going through some fiery trials. Okay, it's like you might be catching it back to back to back to back. But hey, that's the way the Lord wanted it to happen. And then you gotta remember that the Lord is not going to put more on us than what we can bear as well. Okay. I'm going to read it in NLT. It says, Dear friends, do not be surprised at the fiery trials you are going through, as if something strange were happening to you. The Lord got to try us, man, in all different type of ways, man. You know? That's why it's best to walk in the Spirit, to resist the flesh, you know? So we're going to have to go through these trials, man. We're going to have to go through some things, man. Satan is his job is to try to do what? To sift you out of this truth, man. You know? That's his job. You know? But we're going to go through these trials, man. You know, it's no way around it. You know? Just stay fast and stay strong through the trials, man. This is Romans 8:18. For I reckon that the suffering of the present, this is why we go through these trials, man. It's a reward behind going through the things that we go through. All right, we gotta get ready to be persecuted. We lose family. We lose friends. You let go of a lot of things in this world, but it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. A saying is, an old saying is, yes, we started the race, but the best part of the race is the end, what we accomplished. Okay? It says, for I reckon, this is the rewards, okay? It says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to compare with the glory which we shall be revealed in us. So yeah, we're going through some things, man, but the Lord is going to bless us in the end. Okay? We're going to be blessed in the end. So take on those fiery trials, man. Work yourself through them. And the Lord will put you through the same trial if you ain't learned from it. Okay? He'll put you through it until you get through it. And these trials are to build us up, to make us better as men, walking in the faith. Okay? So we get tested. Sometimes we get tested on the daily. You just got to trust in the Lord, man. You got to really have your faith trusted in your Habashah. Okay? This is, this is, John 16. What is that? This is John 16 and 33. So, the Lord told us that we was going to have to go through some tribulation. Okay? He told us this, because this is the red letter, which, Yahushua speaking, which the world eagerly calls Jesus Christ. It said, these things I have spoken unto you, that ye may have peace in the world. Ye shall have tribulation. Be of good courage. I have overcome the world. So yeah, we're going to go through some things in this place, man, and we're going to overcome them, man. Just as Yahushua overcame the world, man, we're going to overcome this world. Lord willing. We be beamed up into those chariots and get up out of this place, man. So when you going through some things, man, I know, at times it seems hard. And you got to keep your faith strong and keep trusting in the Lord, man. No matter what we going through. Because we all going through something, especially these last evil days. You got Satan messing with you. We're being tested. So, you just got to stay head fast, man. And continue to trust in the Lord. I know I said that a few times, but, really trust Him. Don't just say it. It says be a hearer, not a doer. Well, it's like I'm angling it, but I think brothers know what I mean. Be a doer, not just a hearer of the word. We got to practice what we preach. It's not it's it's not easy as brothers think it is. Oh, I come here because it cuss out the white man. We eat chicken. We enjoy each other. But yeah, you're going to be tried in your own individual way as well. Okay? These demons don't calm down, man. They get worse. Okay? Especially the more that you elevated the truth. These demons attack you heavier. So your trials are a little bit heavier. You know what I mean? So your trials are heavier. Okay? So you just have to you really got to be praying and fasting, and try to keep yourself on the straight and narrow. Okay? That's the best way that I can put it. This is James 1:2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. We got to count it all joy. Okay? Because we know why we're going through certain things. We know that the Lord is testing us. And like I said, a lot of times you go through these trials is because the Lord tried to put you on another level as well. Right? It says, knowing this, that the trial of your faith worketh patience. All right, we're going to go into that word, patience. If they haven't changed the definition. Endurance, steadfast. Okay? Let's see what the strong give you. To remain, okay? To endure, to bear. Okay? Okay? Not to reduce or flee. Okay? So these trials, like I said, are to better us as men walking in His faith. Okay? And I'm gonna go right here. This is James 1:12. Blessed in this can tell you it's a reward for going through these trials and these tribulations and standing fast and, and preaching the word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? This is James 1:12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. All right? So, hey, we going to go through these trials. We got to just endure it. We gotta be patiently. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. NLT, because the NLT be getting down, man. Okay, it says Yahweh blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. Afterward, they shall receive the crown of life that Yahweh had promised to them who love Him. That's simply plain, man. I ain't even gotta, you know. So yeah, man, when you going through some things, I know it seem hard. It seem be messing with your mind, but all these things are for the betterment of your spirit through this walk. Okay? This is you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that. I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that with that. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone who rule the world in peace and salutation to you, brothers, pushing this truth week in, week out, in sincerity, charity, and love, in the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. With that, shalom.